sex negative culture that we are embedded in, and this sex and fear, you know, the fear of our sexuality has, to a great extent, led to where we are, or many people are leading secret sex lives. And this is a pandemic, as I would think of it in our culture. Right now, the level of sexual dishonesty is off the charts. You know, you see for weekly, you know, almost a new sex scandal emerging. You know, some of them on the end of the spectrum where these were very abusive and violating results from someone not claiming and owning their sexuality, to many more still tragic, but and out of integrity. But this getting busted, all the politicians and sports figures and entertainers and clergy and on and on and on, teachers, police, caught in their sexual dishonesty. You know, they got busted. They sneaking, hiding, cheating, out of integrity with their agreements. And this is then leads to this fall from grace, and this kind of soap opera model of you know, the bust, the media frenzy, the spouse in turmoil and fired from jobs and all. I mean, all of this. Those are just the tip of the iceberg of this pandemic problem of sexual dishonesty. And unfortunately, the armchair therapists and the therapeutic community alike is driven this phenomenon into sex and porn addiction, or hypersexual, out of control hypersexuality as the problem. And I think that's really missing what's really going on. I mean, obviously sex addiction, what they call sex addiction or porn addiction, which I don't ascribe to myself as a helpful model when I work with someone. It is the wrong, you know, it's not helping, you know, the situation to be calling someone who is a very highly driven sexual person a sex or porn addict. You know, sex or porn or any of those avenues can become very compulsive things that people struggle with, the compulsivity, the constant, you know, return to that stimulus and such. But that's needs to be examined further. Like, okay, so if you were, so help the client in those cases find their norm first. Allow them to, yeah, you can have your sexuality. Yeah, you like to look at porn of tying women or men up and flogging them, beating them, you know, having sex with them while they're unable to move or whatever you're attracted to. Porn, that's not a problem, you know. If you're out of integrity with your agreements and not being responsible to your life and commitments, and you're cheating, lying, hiding, you know, that's the problem, not looking at porn. You know, so people do need to open to, like, well, what are my boundaries and values, and how do I, you know, this is part of the therapeutic process, is to help people integrate that very strong sexuality in a way that they're still in integrity with their agreements.